Yes, hell yes. Mr. Red Gaze, I'm a big fan. I've been watching all your videos. It's an honor to share tonight with the gaze community.
Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to take a look at this interview. Rolling Stone interviewed Kathleen Kennedy. Thank God! That's what everyone was asking for, right? Everybody wants to know what is on this woman's mind about Star Wars. Everybody. Except nobody. Nobody wants to hear a word out of this woman other than, I'm retiring. That would be preferable. But, yeah, this scene right here, it's just a little sickening, don't you think? Yeah, does not belong there, has not earned the right to be there. And based on all the defiling this woman has done with the franchise, yeah, get out of that chair. So, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy may well be the most powerful woman in Hollywood. You go, girl. And she's hardly a newcomer to the world of blockbusters, serving as Steven Spielberg's producer and glorified secretary since 1982's E.T. The partnership extended to Spielberg's collaborations on the Indiana Jones movies with George Lucas, who anointed Kathleen Kennedy as his successor in 2012 as he negotiated the sale to Disney. Boy, sometimes we just we do things and we realize later on, a bit down the road, what a mistake we made, how badly we misjudged the situation, and I bet old George is feeling kind of that way at this point. But yeah, we go through all of her accolades, how she ruined The Last Jedi with Rian Johnson, and how she's going to be working with Kevin Feige to develop more films. But, yeah. Is anyone really going to be happy until this woman's gone? That's an honest question. Hit me up. Let me know in the comments below, because I know I'm not. So, yeah, then we get into Jurassic World's director, Colin Trevorrow, who was out on Episode 9. He was supposed to write and direct Episode 9. But once he got a glimpse at The Last Jedi, I think he opted out. He wanted Luke for Episode 9. As did we all. Especially after watching that burning bag of shit that was The Last Jedi. We wanted Luke to have a chance to redeem himself. But nope, can't have that. No, he's going to die of exhaustion, and that's that. He's going to die a pussy. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, they're asking her questions, and... Wait a minute? Wait just a minute. What is this over here? What the hell is this right down here? Yes, we spend a lot of time trying to find... Wait just a minute. You don't necessarily have any source material to work with, Kathleen? Is that what you're pushing now? Is that what you're trying to say? No source material to work with for Star Wars. Well, Kathleen, here's an education. So yeah, it's a damn shame there was no source material to pick from. Isn't that right, Kathleen? Oh, but you know, I guess we'll get back to this article for a little bit. Again, not super interested in what she has to say, except for a couple points. Just a couple points. This one in particular is pretty interesting. They ask, how did you get to the point where you felt, quote, we've got this, with the story of episode 9? Kathleen says, well, I wouldn't say you ever get to a point where you just go, that's it. It's a constantly evolving process. I mean, there's still little things that we're trying to get exactly right now. Like what? I mean, you pretty much nailed feminism. And that's about it. Yeah, you've nailed diversity stereotypes pretty well. But yeah, anyway, continuing, she says, you never stop the storytelling. The word storytelling should never come out of this woman's mouth, as she can't tell one, and she apparently doesn't know how to hire people with the ability to tell a story. I digress. The storytelling iterations that go into making these movies, but we know these previous 8 movies are. We know what the story is. So in the movie, we're taking all of what's come before, and we're trying to find a satisfying conclusion. Oh God, there's no such thing at this point, Kathleen. There's no such thing. You've already put your metaphorical dick in the ass of Star Wars. That is not a satisfying conclusion for anyone. And she says, I think we have. And that's something that we can only depend on our instincts to arrive at, whether or not we have. And then we have what I would call the family and friends that you pull in and you show things to when you try to get some kind of feedback and make sure that you're making sense and that you're delivering on the things that you intend. Well, I think you've nailed that one, lady. You're definitely delivering on the things that you intend. Unfortunately, for the rest of us who love Star Wars. Oh, you're such an awful person. So awful. And then she says, that's something we're still talking about right now. Then Rolling Stone asks, Rian Johnson made some controversial choices in Episode 8, The Last Jedi. You don't say. Especially considering its dramatic purpose as the second movie in the trilogy. Were you, to an extent, deliberately setting out to challenge fans and their expectations? Well, I can't wait to hear the answer to this one. We definitely did. Well, at least she admits it. We're talking all the time about how we move Star Wars forward and how to keep it relevant. Obviously, we don't want to just keep making the same movie over and over again. That's an ironic statement, Kathleen. Yeah, I don't even have to point that out. So she says, so I agree with you. I mean, I love what Rian did. Of course you do. Of course you do. You villainous swine. Of course you do. It's an absolutely wonderful movie. Anyway, I think he's an extraordinary filmmaker, and I really appreciated the bold moves that he did make. I think people forget that, especially when you're doing a trilogy structure. The first movie is setting things up, the second is usually the conflict, and the third is the resolution. Yeah, we get that, Kathleen. Might want to work on your storytellers getting that. That's the problem. Nothing was done. The first movie set things up. I'll give you that. JJ did an okay job with that, minus, regardless of the overabundance of a nostalgia-driven plot. But he did set things up. And then in the second movie, the only conflict was conflict of the story arc with The Force Awakens. And also conflict with canon. Conflict with established rules and the way things work. Yeah, plenty of conflict. But The Last Jedi was shit. And you know it. You absolutely know it. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty much burnt out on talking about The Last Jedi. So yeah. Really nothing new to be had here from Kathleen Kennedy, except for yet another Another excuse, another lie. No source material? Come on. Come on. That's the worst one. That's the worst one yet. You had endless source material at your fingertips, and you gave it the axe. Superior material to what your bullshit story groups are writing and pushing on us. Far superior. So, yeah, I mean, that's the long and short of it. Yeah, Kathleen is garbage, and hopefully, we won't be seeing too much more of her. So, yeah, I know you'll miss this face. I know you will. But, you know, you just move on. You know, you'll find someone else, and it'll be all good. It'll be like this nightmare never happened. You know, you'll move on, you'll be happier, you'll get good Star Wars again, and you'll never have to see this mug ever again in your life. Yeah, Kathleen, nobody likes you. Please retire.